Hi, hello players.
Hello,
players. Hello, listeners. Welcome back to Into the Maelstrom. It is session 14. Welcome back, players and listeners, to session 14. 14.
Woo! That's
It's
one more than
14.
13.
1, 4. That's true.
That's 7 times
We
2,
are-
baby.
We are in Velspira. This is on the Yomamelian, within the Yomamelian borders. We have reached Yomamelia.
Woo.
Last session, what did we do last session? Last session, we fought.
A
We
rock.
fought a rock.
Mm-hmm. Oh
and
boy, did we.
Someone didn't make it.
What?
Someone didn't make it. Whether that was, perhaps on purpose or not, or perhaps it was just neglect. That's for everybody to just, you know.
Honestly, skill issue.
Honestly, a skill issue, frankly. He deserved to die.
Oh!
I'm joking. He didn't. I
Mael!
love my boy.
I'm sorry, I
Goodness.
didn't want to do it.
And honestly, Martyr pulled off like the most fucking sick-ass deception,
Literally, though.
like,
It was-
performance.
it was
Like, what
quite
the
metal.
hell?
Yeah, she has a little metal streak in her.
Yeah, kind of.
That was pretty punk rock of you.
Yeah.
Martyr's a little
rock.
bad.
Punk
I don't know,
rock.
she could be bad.
She's a bad
Yeah,
girl.
bad. We've kind of split up a little bit. I have Maude going to the temple, because there just wasn't enough beds in the inn. And instead of doing like a shared bed trope, she just decided to not. I have Elmmibena and Martyr sitting at the bar. Ariadani has decided to just enjoy being home for a second and has run away into the crowd. And Gukflip, a lonely boy, has gone outside to sit on a bench with a drink in his hand. And, yeah.
Blow some steam.
Just blow up some steam, just enjoy a bench. And for this session, we are going to open on Maude.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
So,
Yeah.
how are you?
I'm good.
That's great.
As you walk to the Temple of Titania, Titania's temple, the only temple in this town that you know of, the revelry in the streets impresses you. There is a sense of complete and utter disregard for order that I think touches Maude's heart in a unique sort of way, because she loves order, but also perhaps does not. When you reach the temple, you see that it has the words, "For Our Lady Titania," scrolled above a large, intricately carved wooden door. A set of 2 doors, sorry. They resemble the branches of trees and beautiful flowers not of this plane. Inside, the temple has sloping roofs of stained glass and large windows depicting the fairy goddess, Titania. She's looming and gorgeous. You see a few drunken folk laying about the temple, come for some respite, and while you expect this place to be calm, as a place of worship, it remains lively because of that worship. There are people all around, toasting to the goddess. The people here are fewer races than the wildness outside. There's mainly fairies, owlins, and even some eladrin, and some genassis. You notice through the crowd, there's a fairy on the altar who sits cross-legged. She has beautiful purple hair and lilac skin, and she wears fabric draped over her figure. She has a small drink in one hand, and she looks over at the people in their frivolity with joy. You can assume she is the priestess in this place, due to her energy and stature.
Alright. So Maude's gonna make her way through the crowd up to the, priestess. And is gonna, clear her throat and go, excuse me. May I have a moment?
We toast to the goddess Titania. How can I help you?
Hi, yes. Do you happen to have a room that I could temporarily use? I have something of importance to do.
Well, there's all sorts of rooms in this place. If you look to your left, to your right, up and down, you'll see stairs and pathways. You just need to find your way out.
All right. Thank you very much. Praise to Titania. Thank you.
Praise to Titania.
Alright, she's gonna mosey her way on
And as she said, there are multiple stairwells going to different places. There's a few, like, openings that are clearly, like, you know, in the towers on the sides of the rooms that are for fairies to, like, fly to. But you do see many stairways that are meant for the people who are, like, non-fae, I guess. Non-fairies, non-flying creatures. As you turn away, she is gonna say to you, "What are you?"
Pardon?
I mean not to be rude, of course. It's only I've never seen a creature quite like you.
Oh, I am a turtle.
A turtle?
Yes.
A turtle person?
Yes.
She kind of just stares at you in like a awkward sort of way, but she's like, she doesn't, you can tell in her she's not feeling this awkwardness. She's just like hanging out.
Yeah, Maude is
enjoying
like
the revelry.
You know, like the fisheye lens where it goes really like the anime kind of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, that goes on to Maude and she's just staring. She's kind of looking like
and you can see in this moment she just kind of is like, as you were, and goes back
thank
to
you.
watching all that goes on.
Yeah. Maude is like, alright, whatever, that's cool. And is gonna try to find a quiet room, sort of, if there's passageways down into the temple. Like, more that way.
You want to go down?
Yeah, to be more, like, grounded, sort of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you'll see that they go up and down. This sort of, like, white stone and glass, like, basically spiral tower you find yourself walk into. You walk down the stairwell, you get down one floor, and you find yourself, I mean, we've all seen what, like, a church basement kind of looks like. This is a little bit different, though. There's lots of, like, pillows and comfort, and there's, you know, tables and books, and there's even, like, food and drinks, like, it's all about. This room isn't private, there's still a bunch of people, but you can tell that if you, like, you can tell that you're moving farther away from noise. And there are also other doors that go through this room.
Yeah, and she's just gonna keep going until she finds a empty room, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, you've gone down probably until the third floor, and you find yourself in a, like, small hallway that's got little offshoots. I assume you pick the first door
Yeah.
that opens,
Pretty much.
Yeah. You open to a small room. It's surprisingly light in there. You assume you're underground, but the light that is in this room that shines through these, like, what you assume to be, like, fake windows still seems quite natural, but of night. Because, of course, it is nighttime outside. And in this room, again, it still seems very cozy, seems very comfortable. Stone and glass, like, colors, the shine on the wall, and you see, like, a small little comforters, like, bed scenario. It's kind of just like a, like, circular little cushion that seems raised, and that's pretty it. This room's pretty bare, but you have that.
Yeah, so Maude is going to grab the mat and put it into the center of the room.
Sure.
She's going to take off her hat and shawl and put them in the corner.
Yep.
She is going to take out her incense and her incense holder and light it and put it to the four corners of the room. And she's going to take out her, sit on the mat, facing away from the door, like opposite to it. She's gonna take out her little bell and place it in front of her.
Cute.
So she's gonna sit on the mat cross-legged, open-chested, and just start to meditate. She it's been a long day, and she knows like what has been lost, and she has the reason for all this is that she wants to meet she wants to help guide Harvey into the afterlife. She has done it for many friends over the hundreds of years that she's been alive, and she has seen countless friends and acquaintances pass, and she has done this for every one of them, where she has meditated to where she is able to astral project and go into sort of the cosmos to help find them and bring them to where they are meant to go, into the afterlife.
Sure. I want to know what Ronnie's thinking right now. I'm sorry, I'm seeing your face.
I don't like that very much. That brings a certain energy to Martyr does not want people to think that they're a bad person that they don't really like.
So she's gonna be sitting there meditating and wait for the bell to ring.
Sure. You've felt this before, but you sit and meditate, and when that bell does ring, the feeling that sort of takes your your form is almost like a rush of water, like getting caught in a large wave. And that wave sort of, it doesn't move your physical form, but it seems to push your astral self out of your body. You're rolling in this wave, and then you find yourself in the calm, akin to a deep ocean or space. Here there are souls that float like in water, and you've seen it before. You understand that it'll take a small amount of looking, but that Harvey's soul will be recognizable to you. Is there anything you do here before you begin to look, I suppose?
In her astral self, she kind of looks around almost expecting to see Umberly, but she knows that that won't happen. This ocean of consciousness and form is vast and endless, and it's always she always has a sense of just recognizing and respect for it. And so after doing that quick look, just feel like maybe this one time, maybe I could see what this is all I have devoted my life to. That thought quickly goes away as she starts looking for Harvey.
For sure. As you are sort of moving throughout this plane of existence, again, it does feel like swimming. It does feel like moving through water. There is a sort of push there. And slowly you do find him. You find him sitting down on essentially what you perceive as the ground. Now, there isn't really like a form of ground or of, like, this is a three-dimensional space that has no form, right? But, he does seem to find rest somewhere. And, his back is to you, but you recognize the clothes he was wearing, his hair, and how do you approach him?
She comes up behind him and places her hand on his shoulder. He goes, hello, Harvey. He
is, mildly startled by the hand, and he'll turn to look at you and be like, Maude. How are you here?
Well, it's not really, that's not really important. I am simply here to help guide you to whatever afterlife you may believe in, to ease the process. If you can see all the other souls, it takes a while sometimes without any guidance. So I want to make sure that you get to a good place, a good spot that you are wanting to be.
So it was as I thought. And there's there's something that, stops him from saying this, but he fights it, and he's like, so I died.
You did.
Fighting the rock.
You did. Martyr tried to save you, but sadly that did not work.
Wow. What?
Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Well, do you wish for a graphic description or more vague or?
Don't.
I will say though that Anarchy has been mourning your death properly. And I do not have a specific quote from him, but I know that if he were to say something, he would say that he misses you dearly, and you will always be in his memory.
That's kind.
Also, if you wish, we could tell a family or something to let them know.
I'm sure that Anarchy will eventually I doubt he'll sorry. I doubt he'll see my sister ever. So I don't think.
Do you wish for me to find her?
I don't know what would make me. I don't know what would make her happier, finding out that I'm not a pirate anymore, or finding out that I'm dead. But I think best leave it. She'll find out eventually.
I understand.
How did he bury me, Anarchy?
A proper sailor's burial. Off to sea.
Yeah. Thought as much. That's good. That bastard wouldn't have done anything else. Well, maybe you can tell me, where do people go when they don't believe in anything?
Well, you are welcome to stay here, though it is not much. You feel no hunger, no pain, nothing really. You simply exist for, well, till the end of time, really. This is maybe a little biased. Yeah, this may be a little biased, but I could direct you towards the beaches where people who believe in Umberline lie. Oh.
Yeah, why not?
Yes?
Yeah. I imagine that the beach is where I best end up anyway.
It's relaxing. I will say that. I will direct you there, but I cannot go with you.
I figure as much. So you're not dead.
No, this is a non-corporeal image, per se, of myself.
I see. Well, and then he kind of gets up slowly, now towering over you.
She reaches out her hand for him.
He looks at it, like, oddly, like he's kind of like, I don't, okay, and then he's like, and then you can see there's a part of him that's like, fuck it, I'm dead, and he's like, okay, and he'll take your hand in his.
Alright, and then she'll slowly start guiding him towards where the souls who would go to Umberline track, like because it's almost like an underwater current that they follow. So she starts leading him towards there, and after a while, it gets to a point where she knows that if he keeps going, he'll make it there, but she has to stop.
Right. Yeah, as you walk closer to that space, as you start to get like yourself getting closer to that space that you can't go, you sort of feel his grip loosen, and when you turn, you don't see him anymore.
Yeah. Maude stretches and gives a final look around to see anything, really. And then, yeah, she waits to hear that bell again, to come back to her body.
As you're, like, walking around in this space and waiting for and looking for your body, I think that you can reflect on, like, the goddess that you worship, who is known for her cruelty, who is known for her anger and her unmerciful nature. And I think there's a sense that you worship her, in part as a preventative, but also because there are parts of her that you get to experience in doing this. And, when the water starts to pick up again and sort of pushes your body in a particular direction, the bell goes off, and that rush of water and waves kind of hits you again. It's not entirely a pleasant feeling, but it's one you're used to. And you are back in your body in the Temple of Titania.
So Maude kind of just opens her eyes and sits there for a moment, just breathing in and out and coming to terms with what just happened. She then grabs her bell, puts it back into her shell, extinguishes each incense and puts them back, and then puts the mat back into the corner, grabs her hat and her scarf, and goes to bed.
Alright. So you go to bed in the Temple of Titania.
Haha, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Gukflip's turn. So the camera fades out of Maude in the lowest level of the Temple of Titania in the small solitary room. And as it comes out of that, sort of flips and faces a tavern full of people. It is like super bustling and busy, and there's people like laughing and making jokes and telling stories and punching each other and just having a good time, a gay old time. It is loud but it gets a little bit quieter when we move away and see little old Gukflip sipping his drink and sitting on a bench. What did you do? What did you get up to?
Can I look around? Like, can I roll perception?
Yeah.
See what I see? I want you to just sort of observe my environment. That's a 12.
With a 12, you're not really, like, you're observing kind of generally, obviously, what's happening. You're seeing all these different people, these different races you've never seen before, this sort of insane amount of, like, joy and revelry, and you're pretty used to your solitary royal life. You don't really know how the common folk get down, but, you know, in seeing this, it's kind of exciting. And this, like, new cultural experience for you, looking around a little bit more, you do see a small gnome girl looking, you're looking out in the crowd. She is holding a drink and she's chatting with her friends, but you can tell after you, like, have looked around a little bit more, she's very obviously, like, glancing at you alone on the bench. There is, she glances a few times and you don't quite make eye contact, but I think after you notice this, maybe you look at her a little bit longer, or would you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
You're like, sure, would Gukflip do this? And, she, makes eye contact with you, and there's a nervousness in her face, and like, oh my goodness. And she looks back at her friends, she's giggling, they're giggling, and I think a few moments pass, and she starts coming towards you.
Gukflip? When Gukflip recognizes that she starts coming towards him, he has a little moment inside of his head to himself of like, okay, look, don't fuck this up. Takes another big sip of his drink for confidence and awaits her coming over. Doesn't watch her come over, kind of looks around just so that when she does come up to him, he's like, oh, hello.
As she gets closer, you notice she's kind of got like grayish blonde hair. Her skin is a little bit paler than yours. And she, you're looking around, you're like, oh, I'm not noticing. And she sits down. Her voice is very soft, and I'm going to try and like do it, but I'm not that good at doing like softer voices. And she goes, hi.
Oh, hello. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure for you to meet you too. Sorry, my friend just told me to come over here. What are you doing in Elmmibena?
Oh, I'm traveling through with some of my friends.
Oh.
Sorry, what is your name?
Oh, my name's Mercury.
Pleasure to meet you, Mercury. I am Gukflip O'Thorn, and I reach a hand. Should I say? Fuck it.
O'Thorn? And she, like, gets up, like, really quickly, and is like, she's, like, shaking. She bows, like, immediately. She bows, like, deep, and her friends are looking over now, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened?
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry for speaking so casually, my lord. I'm so sorry.
I'm cool. It's okay.
I'm cool.
Please have a seat. And I like gesture to take her hand to help her to sit.
She's like, you can tell there's like so much like, she's like, I can't take a lord's hand, but she's also like, I can't refuse a lord's hand. And so there's this like stress, and she's like, oh, okay. And she like takes your hand.
I have her sit next to me.
And she sits and she's like,
Sorry, I'm used to introducing my full name. I kind of forgot. Don't worry though, that there's much higher people in my family. I'm nobody. Don't worry about it.
Right.
This poor girl.
This poor girl facts, bro.
She's like looking
you
at her
just
friends,
fucked it
not
up
in like
so
fear,
quickly,
but she's like,
dude.
I don't know what to do.
looked it up so quickly.
Yeah, Gukflip is now, yeah, for sure, in his head, exactly what Nilah said. Just like, you fucking idiot! Like, you fucked this up. How could you do that immediately?
Do you initiate any sort of conversation, or?
So, what are you doing in Elmmibena?
Oh, one of my friends is, it's a pen pal. She's getting married, during the festival this, in a week, and, she wanted her friends, so I, traveled. But this was just before the war, and I can't really go home, until after the war. But, the festival is very fun. My lord.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, the festival seems nice. This is only my first night here.
Oh, wow. How did you? I guess. Sorry. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get a boat? Is just Lord? Sorry, that's stupid. You're a lord. Of course, you can just go and do things.
Well, it actually wasn't that easy, if I'm honest with you.
Oh.
Yeah, stuff is pretty locked down right now with the war.
Right. And she's kind of like looking away.
Gukflip is also like awkward as fuck.
She's like, she looks at you and she looks at your drink and she's like, are you enjoying your drink, my lord?
Yeah, does she have a drink in her hand?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. Yeah, are you?
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay. If you'll excuse me, my lord.
Yes, of course. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mercury.
A pleasure to meet you as well, my lord. And she, like, gets up slowly and bows to you as she leaves.
Yeah.
And she's got her drink in her hand, but she's trying not to drop when she bows, but there's a little bit that spills out, and she's like, and then she walks back to her friends.
The second she's, like, even, like, taken 3 steps to leave, like, to turn, like, she's turned around, she's taken 3, like, hardly left. Gukflip is going to sort of turn away from her and just to himself be like, fuck, you fucking idiot! Oh my god! And then chug whatever is remaining in his glass. Like, all of it. I don't care how much is in it. Chug all of the rest of it.
Bro, why did you stop her from calling you my lord? Or say, hey, please speak plainly to me. You did none of that. Oh, bro, you fucked that up so hard.
Thank you, Nilah. We know.
If you do turn back and watch her, you'll see her disappear into the crowd with her friends. But she does look back right before she goes. Do you look and make eye contact with her, or no?
Sure, I probably looked up at her. Yeah.
And when she makes eye contact with you again, there's like a sheepish little like. And then, like,
such an
into
awkward
the crowd
nod, just
with
like
her
an
friends.
awkward
Her friends are not gnomes, by the way. They're, like, tieflings and fairies. And...
God, imagine being this girl. She's just, like, out on the town with her girlfriends. She's like, oh, that guy's kind of cute. Like, goes over and says hi. It's like, oh, actually, whoa!
Mael just threw you a bone and you batted it away. Like
literally, bro. I was trying to be like, I was trying to get Gukflip to get some, and you're like, Gukflip Elthorn.
Hey, you can't say I didn't play the character to how the character would be.
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
God.
You can't say that's not exactly what fucking
That might have
Gukflip would do.
caused so many problems for us, too.
Literally.
It's fine.
Is there anything else you would like to do tonight?
Other than go back in to get another drink.
Right. We'll say that you went in, you got a drink, and maybe you went out to the bench, but you enjoyed your beverage. If there's nothing else you wanted to do tonight, at some point you went back to your room and you slept.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, if that was the most Gukflip shit ever, I don't know what was.
Now as Gukflip buries his drink and And
buries his dreams of never finding love.
Ariadani, where did you go?
Into the crowd.
Into the crowd? Just in that same tavern?
Mm-hmm. Just seeing them dancing there. I was just like, this is where I need to be right now. That was too heavy on the boat. I need to not be sober. I need to have a bunch of bodies against my body.
Yeah, absolutely. As you disappear into this tavern, it's getting hot and heavy. This tavern, you kind of realize this isn't like super for dancing. But you're looking around and there's people like hanging out, there's people leaving. You're overhearing a few conversations. You guys are currently at Down the Shaft Tavern. And you overhear some girls talking about dancing at Rosary Court, and that there's music and drinks and livelihood there, but you obviously can stay here and chill out.
I am doing that, yeah. So they're like chit-chattering about... They're just chit-chattering about
so you'll hear like a couple it'll be like a couple tiefling girls and an Eladrin just chatting, and they're like, after we get drinks, we should go down to Rosary Court. I think they've got the fire started there yet. And then you'll hear another girl be like, oh, so there's dancing there and music. And be like, I want to dance, guys, let's dance. That kind of conversation.
Tonight is my night. Tonight
is my night. I need to dance.
Fuck. Okay. In that case,
you can explore however you want to explore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have a question because I don't remember when last time on Total Drama. When we bought the place, not the place, the room. Oh God.
Yeah.
When we bought the room.
Yeah.
Drinks? Was there a mention of you get one free? Okay.
There was.
That took. I'm good. I'm fine.
There was a mention you get one free drink with the
Okay.
They had going on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I get that and use that before I leave, and then I'm gonna get the fuck over there.
Cool. So you go up to the bar. There's the bartender, the pretty blonde fae bartender. She's like, hey, what can I do you for?
Just a local. Like the...
Absolutely, hun. And you see she gets a glass, pours out like a couple ounces of the local booze.
Mm-hmm. Like the Elmmibena stuff, the stuff that's made here.
Yeah. Yes, the stuff that's made here.
Yeah.
And she passes that to you, and she's like, good taste?
Just missed it. What did she hand me?
And she smiles.
Like...
She handed you, clear liquid in a thing. And you
what kind of glass?
Probably as Thalia gin. In a rocks glass.
Okay. Because I'm like, what do I have here? Okay.
You got a rocks glass.
Okay. Sorry, what did she say?
She had good taste.
Thanks, I just missed it. And then she'll pretty much down it, I assume.
Yeah.
Ari can hold her liquor.
Yeah.
Do I have to do a con thing? Hold on, my dice!
I won't. I will make Scout do a con save tomorrow morning, but I won't make, I'll do the morning after con save,
okay.
So you guys can chill for tonight.
So yeah, I'll down the drink, and then I'll head over to... I look at computer screens like a fucking 90-year-old.
Yeah.
Rose. What does that say?
Rosary Court.
Raspberries?
Take me to the Rosary.
Rosary? Yes. Yes, I'll go
To
to
Rite
the,
Aid?
to the
Rite Aid.
Grossway court.
Yeah, as you head out, you know, you are in your element. This is the place you want to be. You know, there's people like chatting. There's a couple, you know, you walk by a few people. There's a couple guys who are like at you.
If I can reach, I will smack their hip/ass with my tail.
Yeah, they'll be like 10 feet away, but you can definitely walk up to them and do that.
Oh no, it was gonna be like, if they're doing that and I'm walking by, I'm gonna do that and glare at them to be like, fuck off.
Okay, you glare and they're like, damn, Shawty, okay, fuck.
It's not a glare of like, stop that. It's a glare of, really? You're shooting this
really?
High?
You're doing.
Yeah, it's a glare.
That's good.
You couldn't handle this.
You couldn't handle this.
Yeah.
It's
like
yeah, they made me laugh to themselves.
It's like a chihuahua trying to pull a fucking sled.
Oh.
Yeah.
You walk by, there's a lot of, like, people you walk by, you know, you're slinking through crowds a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You maybe make eye contact with a few people. There's a few girls girls and men who are, like, and in between and outside of.
People.
Who are, like, kind of, like, you know, people who are, like, feeling you up and kind of, like, just, like, dancing a little bit with you, but more in a passing sort of way, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Ariadani is doing it back to them, keeping hands in respect, doing not respectful things in respectful places.
Yeah.
Like a seemingly innocent little caress on the hip is not like, I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're reciprocating. It's like, you know, that's the vibe. They see how you're dressed. They know that this is like, you know, this is your place.
Yeah.
So, you make it, as you're walking across the bridge, you're looking out at the water, all these boats, the different, like, the torches and the lights in different colors, and it is just, like, a super serene moment.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're getting to Rosary Court, you see just, like, an absolute bump and rave, basically. It is, like, boom, 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 boom. Like, we're getting into it here. And, could you roll a perception for me?
Yes, I can. 21.
Oh,
21.
15 plus
perfect.
6.
Yeah, there you go. As you are walking through the crowd, you hear the voice of somebody you recognize. Oh yeah! This voice is kind of like, you know, kind of twinky, you might say.
Yeah.
You're looking out for this voice and you're going deeper into the crowd. And you do find him. Mm-hmm. You find your ex, Ravenous Elizath. Elizath? Yeah. Your ex, your ex / maybe ongoing fling, Ravenous Elzath, the water genasi. He is dancing with a few of his buds. There's 3 that you can make out that he's like actively engaging with. He doesn't see you just yet.
Okay, in that case, I am going to the best of my ability, get around his field of view so I can come up behind him.
Yep.
Am I able to do that?
Roll stealth for me.
15.
15? Yeah, sure. There's a lot of crowds, there's a lot of, like, you know, noise. He's not really paying attention. He's not looking for you. So, yeah, you absolutely do, and you get up right behind him.
Okay, now, my tail's gonna be the first thing that makes contact with this man.
Okay.
At first, my tail's gonna, like, slowly slink around his hip and pull him back so I can grab his hips. I'll put my chin on his shoulder and go, well, hasn't it been a while?
Oh, damn! He, as he feels when he feels the tail, like, start to snake around him, he'll be like, oh, and then, you know, as it's, like, pulled back and he hears you go, he'll be like, Area fucking Donnie, no.
In the flesh, darling. I'll give his hips, like, a squeeze.
Hey. And he leans into it. You know, he's like, what have you been up to?
Wandering, like normal. Found my way here, and I could not be happier. How in the hells did you get to Elmmibena?
Okay, girl. Okay. He's like, you know, he's leaning into it still. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, these guys, I have to introduce you to these guys.
Of course.
And there's three people in front of him who are dancing. There's a very short little goblin girl, a male fairy who's a little bit taller than maybe you'd expect for a fairy, and a tiefling woman who seems a little bit older than maybe your age group, but like not by much, like in like early 30s.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, he's dancing. You guys are dancing while you're doing this.
Yeah.
They're
it's the
dancing,
whole time.
and they're like,
yeah,
it's that you guys are dancing. You guys are having a good time. And they're, you know, he's speaking loudly because of the music, but it's not, you know, you kind of are whispering into each other's ear a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he's like, the little one, goblin, that's Ophelia. And the fairy, Mapelio, and the tiefling is my bitch in ellipsis.
Pleasure to like all in their general direction.
Mm-hmm. He's like, guys, this is Ariadani. This is and then they're like Ariadani, fuck yeah, like, you know, they're like, we've heard of you, we know you.
What have you been telling them, love?
All good things, babe, all good things. You know, just that you're my day oneer, fucking bitch.
I wouldn't say day oneer, but we spent many a morning.
Yeah, but for these guys,
I suppose.
And then he turns around just to look at you, and he's like, we're in Velspira for the night, but tomorrow we're leaving, we're going on the road.
Where are you headed?
We're going to the Tulip. So, Ariadani, you know the Tulip was a renowned casino, a gambler's paradise, but it's been closed for many years, almost as long as you've been alive, but you know of this, like, renowned place.
Yeah.
You've never seen it open, but you've broken into its closed location before as a youngster.
Yeah. And
seen this, like, you know, random place. You remember the dust and decay, but you can imagine its grandeur when it was open. And he's like, we're leaving tomorrow morning. You could come with me, and we could, you know, bust some rich gamblers.
That sounds tempting. It's on the way to Dahlia, right?
Yeah, it is in Dahlia. You know the Tulip is in Dahlia.
That is tempting. Well, my traveling companions and I are going in the same direction, so I can't see why that could be arranged. It's been a while since you and I teamed up.
I know. He says that one with a little bit more sultry in his voice. You can tell he's not sober.
Yeah.
He's like, you seem way too sober for right now.
The tavern with the drinks wasn't as lively as here, and this is what I needed, not necessarily alcohol. Seeing you here is a wonderful bonus. Soft little nibbles on the neck.
Oh? He's like, Ariadani, how I missed you.
Yeah.
And he,
affection.
You know, and again, he like turns and he's like, now you guys are kind of grinding on each other, and he's like, I've got a room at one of the. You could come stay with the night. You could come stay for the night.
Now, is this offer for business or pleasure? He knows.
That's the same thing.
He knows what that means. Basically, it's like, are we stealing from someone or not?
I guess his response, he'll be like, could be the same thing. You know what? If you see a tasty piece of business, it can be business for the night.
Well, it is my first night back on the island in, well, many years. So part of me just wants to enjoy it.
Then pleasure, then.
Pleasure it is. Pulls close. Sinning! Sinning ensues. Canoodling ensues.
Wonderful. Yeah, you guys, he kind of goes closer to your face and he's like, God, Ariadani. And he says your name in a, like,
the way I like it, yeah.
Very deep way that just is, like, so good. His friends laugh and he's like, he kind of was like, I'll join you guys later. Gesture. And they're like, yeah, whatever, we know this is gonna happen.
Barely a sip and you're already drunk on me, darling. Gods, I miss this.
Well, you are so strong. And,
I'm loving Ronnie's reactions. They're so good. I get to be a whore. It's been so many episodes since I got to be a whore.
Whore. You guys are canoodling on the dance floor. You're having a good time. Is there anything else that you wanted to do? You see the other three. They're still dancing around. He does whisper in your ear, and he's like, "Oh, and I hope you don't mind, but I have been hooking up with Ellipsis too."
The only
he
way
knows you won't mind. He says, "I hope you don't mind." He's just telling you.
Why would I mind? If anything, I'm proud of you for catching something that sweet. I don't know what this girl looks like, but it's a tiefling.
No, she's hot.
She's a tiefling.
She's like, she's like, she's like really tall, first of all.
Okay, I don't even need to know
like
anything else.
6'4".
It's like, yes,
Okay.
perfect. 10 out of 10.
There you go.
Tall
Great.
women.
Perfect.
Bark, 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 bark.
Yeah, she's tall. Bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark, bark. Yep, she's tall as fuck.
Tall and gorgeous. Ugh.
He is non-sobered. But he'll be like, do you want anything else to take the edge off?
What did you have in mind?
We keep Ophelia around. She's got quite the collection. He's implying drugs.
Grown here?
Most of them.
I won't touch anything that isn't.
And he'll, is that a confirmation?
Yes.
Or yeah. He'll,
say yes to
slink
drugs,
away.
kids.
Say yes to drugs.
Drugs!
Fuck
Drugs.
it.
Fuck the DARE program.
Me and my homies hate the DARE program. He kind of slinks over to Ophelia, and you see that she's like, oh yeah, for sure. And she pulls out like a little like case, which she opens, and there's two like pre-rolled joints, but we're gonna say there's two pre-made things. We can talk about joints.
Swanky
it's an explicit
cigarettes.
podcast, but yeah. There's joints. There's herbs.
I was gonna say, do we want
herbs.
like pulling a name out of my ass on the fly? Yomamelia culture calls them stems.
Sure.
Flowers and shit.
I like that. Yeah,
or
let's do it.
maybe because
two
way
pre-rolled
back when
stems.
they used stems as the casing.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. You're smart. Okay.
I'm just quick. Like,
Yeah, just quick with it.
Fuck.
Yeah, he comes over with two pre-rolled stems, and he walks over to you, and he's like, now, we could light up in the crowd, or we could go out to the outskirts. They don't care.
I'm aware. Are we passing it, or are these two for us?
These are two for us.
I don't see why we need an audience.
Perfect. And then as you're walking away, he like takes your hand and kind of puts it on. Again, he still like keeps you close to him. You've still got your hands on his body in ways, and he's got his hands on yours.
My tail is kind of keeping him. Essentially, there to maybe keep him steady if it needs to be, but
yeah. And in some way, it very much.
Yeah.
And he's like, I trust your tolerance hasn't like gone down.
Oh, it probably has. God, how long has it been? I
Time you were here.
saw people trying to sell stems on the mainland. They were not stems. They were not.
What were they selling?
I don't know. Something that they must have grown. But I was in Tadpole at the time, so I don't want anything grown in a fucking swamp.
Yeah, I wouldn't
A
trust the
swamp stem? Like, absolutely rancid. So I haven't had it in over half a year.
Oh my god.
Only
Okay,
alcohol.
Well, we'll keep it slow for you. We'll share this one first, he says, stumbling.
Yeah.
And, you reach more, like, a less populated area on the outskirts of the Rosary Court. And you lean up against, like, this pole, this, like, torch, thing. But it's, like, metal. It's, like, built into the ground. It's not, it's not gonna fall over if you lean on it. And he's like, will you do the honors?
Produce flame.
And holds up the
Cantrip.
Yeah. Yep. Produce flame cantrip, lights the end of the thing, and he, like, pulls in. And hands it over to you.
Instead of him doing his own thing,
okay.
As soon as he starts to exhale, her tail will pull him in, and she'll lean into shotgun.
Nice.
And then take it from him.
He's in part he's not taken aback by this because it's like something you've done before, and he just slowly breathes it in while looking into your eyes. And there's again that God damn it, Ariadani, nobody does it like you.
Yeah. Canoodle. Canoodle with drugs.
Canoodle with drugs.
Very nice.
And is there anything else you would like to get up to tonight? Any other mischief?
Not really, other than debauchery.
Other than debauchery.
That's the word, right? My brain is stupid today.
Yeah, I think so. No, I think you got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll let you get up to what you get up to, and you can tell the party about it tomorrow, or not.
Drugs and debauchery.
Drugs and debauchery.
I will say, Ariadani does not... she doesn't, do more than one stem. So he's like, oh, you're too sober, you're too sober. She barely gets,
You don't get very
yeah,
very
she'll
unsober
act more intoxicated than she actually is.
Fair enough. Then we'll go to Martyr and Elmmibena.
You're welcome.
I'm going to make you sad.
Okay.
You've each had a drink or two now. You're a little bit less on edge. And you realize that since you were pulled from your home, since you became soldiers of the Kiamorian army by order of your evil lord, this is the first time that you have properly relaxed with one another.
Slay. Martyr hasn't been fully relaxed. They feel a bit, calmer. But they did, after Ariadani kind of went to the crowd, they did kind of turn to, look for her while she was out there. Probably saw some shit. And kind of just and then eventually would have had and turned back. And was just kind of staring at the back of the bar. And they'll be quiet for a moment before speaking up to Elmmibena, probably for the first time in a good, 15 minutes of silence, just being like, I kissed her.
Elmmibena is gonna be kind of taken aback for a second.
It's like a slow look
and
over.
Then, yeah, and be like, did you like it? It was good.
I mean, I was crying, so salty. But it was nice. I just, we didn't really talk about it after.
Could you give me a passive? What's your passive insight?
9.
Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Cool.
Martyr seems the exact same.
Great.
As she always has.
Okay. Sad kisses. It wasn't really kind of her to leave you alone.
I mean, she is, like she said, she is home, and I don't want to hold her back, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit sad that she did leave. Maybe it just wasn't what I thought it was. I don't want to. I don't know what she. I mean, I guess I don't really know her all that well at all, so I don't know if she's even into. It might have just been a spur of the moment thing, I guess. I just maybe thought it was something else.
She had seemed to be paying more attention to you than any of the rest of us.
Yeah.
But you're right. We don't know her that well.
No. I don't even know why I did it. I just think I needed it.
Did you get what you needed?
I don't know what I need anymore. Do you?
Well, I'm always here.
I know. Do you feel like just everything is wrong since we left?
Yeah, I do. We're so far from home and caught up in this political nonsense.
I don't know if I'm cut out for it. I don't want to give up, and I'm not going to. I think I'm really scared, Elmmibena.
I'm scared too. But we're sticking together and we'll make it back home.
I hope nothing bad happens to Grandma.
She can take care of herself.
I know. If anyone could.
She can take care of herself, and the folks in town will kind of look out for each other a bit.
Yeah. I just can't shake this feeling like everything I'm doing is wrong, and I'm not where I'm supposed to be. But the sisters say that I am, and if we're gonna help people, then I guess I am where I'm supposed to be. It just feels wrong.
I guess it's really different. It's really a big change. But I'm gonna help you help the people that the sisters want you to help.
She kind of just like looks at her for a moment and nods, and then will like lean her head on her shoulder and be like, "It's just."
Elmmibena will like stroke her hair a bit.
Oh, they are siblings. I like them.
They are siblings.
They are siblings. He just kind of sighs and just. I don't really know how to party, but it feels like everyone else is. Should we?
Let's try it.
Okay. And they'll get up and kind of dust off their outfit and then hold their hand up for Elmmibena to like go into the group of people that aren't. You said it's not really dancing, but just the group of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Elmmibena will take their hand and like hop off the stool.
Little.
Little.
With your little ass.
Small.
Yeah. You hop off your little stool, you take Martyr's hand, you guys go dancing, and relax as much as you can in this, like, not dance, but you kind of, you go out and you look around, and you have an experience that you definitely could find in DSO. Might be a little nerve-wracking for you two, I think, but also kind of like you have each other kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're gonna end the night. So that's gonna be part 1 of session 14. Just a cute little roleplay moment.
Exciting.
So thank you for coming, listeners, and thank you for playing, players. I hope that you will all join us next time we go into the Maelstrom.
Woo!